I knew that this was bigger than any one individual, and I would have to do whatever I possibly could to control myself. I felt real good as an American, much more so than as being the first Negro in organized baseball.
All right, folks, welcome back to NewsOne Now as we show our appreciation for Jackie Robison. The 70th anniversary tomorrow of him breaking the color barrier in Major League Baseball, and 20th anniversary of his number 42 jersey being retired by all of Major League. Joining us right now, Jason Reed from the Undefeated. And Jason, I tell you, that is still stunning that he is the only player in any major sports that's had his number retired by every team.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, it's so deserving. When you think about what he accomplished, what he had to go through, his legacy, and I think Major League Baseball clearly did the right thing. Had they not done that, I think you could say, well, wait a minute, for what he represented, why wouldn't they have done it? And, you know, I was saying when we were in break, when I was a young writer, I had a chance to cover the Los Angeles Dodgers for the LA Times, and Rachel Robinson was around, and so was Don Newcomb, who was a pitcher on the Dodger teams after Jackie broke the barrier. And one thing that you really got, the sense of appreciation I got, was that he went through so many things that even in the books and the movies they didn't talk about,
right,
because you couldn't include that type of stuff.
And the reality is he died at the age of 53, suffered a couple of heart attacks, the fatal heart attack, had diabetes, lost his eyesight, and many believe that the hell that he had to go through, the personal hell, just wore on him and contributed to his health issues.
No doubt about it. You know, and that's like we were talking during the break. I mean, growing up in Compton, in South Central Los Angeles also, Jackie Robison was a figure of tremendous inspiration. I mean, people would walk the streets, they would talk to us children when we were in school about the importance of his legacy of living up to what he had accomplished. I mean, he was an inspiration to all of us, and the family has been tremendous.
I think one of the points that you made, Roland, it was interesting, the personal toll on being that kind of pioneer. Yeah. We as African Americans still have heightened health issues, all those stresses, and so he's a champion on many levels, and it's great that he is celebrated.
No, I would just say I'm truly disturbed because I think a lot of us deal with mental health issues, particularly in the Black community, and the stigma around it. And I think the fact that Jackie Robison and a lot of other athletes who have to break those barriers and be in those environments in order to create a symbol for all of us deal with a lot of turmoil. And I think we have to find ways in which we can better support them moving forward.
Let's go to Larry Lester. He is, of course, one of the from Kansas City. He's with the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Larry, how you doing?
Good morning, Brother Roland.
Here's the deal, and this is an important point that I keep making, okay? Every time I see people say Jackie Robison broke into Major League Baseball, I have a whole different view. First of all, I said that the best players were in the Negro Leagues. The only reason it was called Major League Baseball because they had the money for better stadiums, for travel, for uniforms. Because there's this whole idea that somehow Black folks were pining to get into Major League Baseball. It was to simply say, fine, if you say you're the best, play the best.
Right.
And Jackie Robison got his start. I mean, there would be no Jackie Robison in Major League Baseball were it not for the Negro Leagues.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's so true. We have to remember that the Negro Leagues were a peephole at bigotry in this country. They were created where opportunity did not exist in Major League Baseball. So the Negro Leagues are a byproduct of racism by Major League Baseball.
And of course, you founded the Negro League Museum there. I had a chance to visit it when I was there last year, and Jackie Robison's footprint is significant there.
Yes, he is. Without Jackie Robison, we may still be moving slowly toward integrating Major League Baseball. He was a pioneer in so many ways and an icon and motivating influence in my life.
And of course, he played for the Kansas City Monarchs, exactly where you guys are based there.
Yes.
Yes. Outstanding ball player with the Kansas City Monarchs, batted almost 400 that one season he was with the Monarchs. Changed the dynamics of the game with base running, daring base running styles, and just brought the game more up-tempo, exploited all the rules to a maximum advantage for his team. So he was a very fiery type ball player with an indomitable spirit to win a ball game.
And also on the phone right now, folks, is Reverend Jesse Jackson, the Sr., founder of Rainbow Push. Pull up Jackie Robison's book, please. I've never had it made. Like I said, folks, this was the book. They changed the cover when the movie 42 came out. This book was authored by Jackie Robison. He actually died before the book was published, shortly before it was published. Reverend Jackson, in that particular book, he talked about being a first vice president for your Rainbow Push. And he said in his book that you were the natural heir apparent to Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and praised you considerably in that book.
Well, I feel blessed to have had a relationship with Jack and Rachel and the family. But before there was an NFL and a Jim Brown on the team, before there was a Bill Russell and an NBA, baseball was the pastime of the country. It was that which you listened to on the radio. The odds against Jack that he fought was substantial odds, and he didn't just be the first to play. He became Rookie of the Year. He took the Dodgers to the World Series. He was good and great, and had. And by the way, what's amazing to me is that before Rosa Parks sat in on the bus in Montgomery, Jack was asked on the back of a military bus. He was not on the back of the bus. Jack was fundamentally freedom fighter. He had to suck up his politics to survive for the rest of us. I said, Jack refused to go to the back of the bus on the military base before Montgomery took place. So he really identified with the civil rights struggle. And just as historically, David and Samson, those biblical figures, played a big role in biblical times. Jack Johnson and Joe Lewis and Jesse Owens and Jack played that type role for our development here in this country.
And Reverend, of course, after he retired, he goes into corporate America, but he raised a significant amount of money for the NAACP, for Southern Christian Leadership Conference, for your organization. And so also the first black bank there in Harlem as well. And so he understood. I'm telling you, if anybody, you have to read his book because he really talked about economics and how important that was for African Americans being able to advance in this country.
Well, again, Jackie was a complete human being. I cannot help but to think about the role he played in the consciousness of our people. In 1947, this is 7 years before the Supreme Court decision to end legal Jim Crow. This was 18 years before we had the right to vote. Jack had to face the hostility of his teammates pulling against him. And his teammates were saying things to the public against him. So he's not only dealing with the outside world, he's dealing with the inside world. And that's why Rachel, as his partner, was such a big deal. Rachel and Jack were a team, and that team beat the team within and the team without.
All right. Reverend Jesse Jackson, Sr., we appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Larry Lester, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not gonna let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.